Hello everybody, Jason Akers with Akers Pest Control, and my camera is weirdly out of focus tonight. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this picture, because I got this picture and I wanted to use it, but I don't want to cover up my whole head or nothing, and I don't want to cover up my sparklers, because I got these sparklers right here, see, because they're festive up in here. And I don't know where to put it. So I guess I'm going to put it up here beside that'll work. I put it right there. There you go. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I know it's not the 4th yet. The 1st is tomorrow, but I won't be here on the 4th, so I might as well be wishing people a happy 4th of July today. So, glad hope everybody having a good time. Nice to see everybody here tonight. What are we going to talk about? Let's see. What else is everybody saying? Please turn the sound up. Alright, so I had the sound off. I had my music on because I was still setting up that little picture. I wanted to put it up there, but, you know, I couldn't do it without visually, you know, looking at everything and looking at my face, because that's the only scene that's going to come up is when I go, you know, full screen like that. But I wanted to put that up there because, hey, it's Independence Day. Yay, America. And I'm an American, so I might as well. Oh, what else can you see? Let's see. I enjoy many other YouTube channels, but none gives me peace of mind like this one. How do you treat for a heavy tick in the backyard? You have to treat the yard. Usually, it depends on the pesticide. There's all kinds of different pesticides. A lot of times I recommend that people, when they do a yard treatment, that even my customers, I'll even tell them, you know, you can do it on your own. Typically, you want to treat for ticks in the spring. In the spring, when they reproduce, you can get in and kill the babies and the adults too. And a lot of times, you won't have fleas for months, sometimes, I mean years usually. But you could use granulars from Walmart. I mean, you go to Walmart and buy a high concentration granule for ticks, and that usually works really well. Water the yard. You can treat your yard. You can go out and get pesticide. I think I have a video even on ticks. Let's see. I think I do. Let's see. Let's open it up here. By the way, if you're new, subscribe. I go live every Thursday night. I'm not on TikTok tonight. I usually do TikTok and YouTube, but tonight I'm just doing YouTube because I want to put the 4th of July sticker on there, and I can't do that on my TikTok channel. But let's see. Let me look up here. Let's go here, and we'll go youtube.com. Oh, you know, I could have made my little Green Acres little window right there. I could have made that festive and with like a thing. All right, so let's see. Green. See, I am not ready. YouTube.com/Green Acres PC. There we are. Happy 4th of July. See right there. There's my live right there. All right, and if you go to video search and you type tick, there it is. Ticks. Very first video up there. So if I click there and pause it, and oh, what kind of ads are they showing my people? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. Share, copy. Gastrointestinal problems. Goodness gracious me. Oh my goodness. I don't want to see no gastrointestinal problems. I'm trying to look up ticks. Let's see here. There you go. Alright. Where else can you see Drawing with Jason? Exactly. You got to do Drawing with Jason and watch me fumble around with a mouse. Trying to buy Crossfire because I find a bedbug in my bed once. Oh, MGK went to New York. So I went over this a couple weeks ago. I'll tell you what eats ticks, Jennifer. Guinea hens. Guinea hens eat ticks really well. No, the application's good for 30 to 60 days, Kevin. So, sorry. I'm a little scatterbrained tonight. I'm looking at all these things everybody's posting. And I'm reading everybody's questions all at once and answering everybody's questions all at once. And I'm not really doing a very good structured show tonight. I'm all excited about the fireworks. I'll put this over here. I think it looks better over there. There we go. And that way my sparklers are still in the scene. And everybody says, Happy 4th of July. Okay, so, sorry, I'm just ate dinner, and I'm a little burpy. Let's see here. I'm trying to buy Crossfire because, okay, so let me show you what to do if you're trying to buy Crossfire. Walmart.com. Now, I am not implying that you should go and break any laws. Check with your local law in your state if they allow or not allow. Check that. But this is a place you can find Crossfire. This is Walmart.com. There it is right there. Crossfire. A lot of people are telling me they're able to get Crossfire from Walmart. And so you can check there. Click it. There it is. $47.50. It is a little more expensive on Walmart. So if you go to like Amazon. Shop. There we go. There's my page. And that link's in the bio, by the way, the description or whatever below. But if you go down to my page and you click bedbug supplies and you go here, there's Crossfire. It says it is right now. How much is it? Where is the price? Oh, $43.88. So it's $43.88 on Amazon and it is $47.50 on Walmart.com. So, and then if you go to do your own pest control or do it yourself pest control, you can search there, Crossfire. And let's see if their website works any faster. All right, there it is, $43.40 on their website for a 13-ounce bottle. That's still cheaper than Walmart. And let's see, what's the other one? Do My Own. There's Do My Own. Let's search there, Crossfire. And there's that one. That's also $43.42 as well. So, yeah, see. Right there, $43.42. So, but I should do that every week. We can go and look on the different websites and see who's got the best deal for Crossfire right now. And it looks like everyone's about $43, $44, except Walmart, and Walmart's $47.50. So, those are places you can get Crossfire. So yeah, you can go on my Amazon page, which is here. It's got all of your products you could want for any kind of pest control issue that you've got. I'll post that link below, and it's also in the description of every single one of my videos. But so I do make commission off of that stuff if you buy from me. But I know a lot of people do. They say, well, I bought from your store and all, but it's not my store. It's just a place where I post things and you can find them easily. And they give me a commission. Like, I think it's like 3% on lawn and garden or something like that, which is what pest control is considered. So I think that's what I get off of that. But if you go to this page and you bookmark Green Acres Pest Control and you go to actually this page before you do any Amazon purchases, this one right here, and let's say you click one of these, like let's say this one, let's go to the raid one, and like, oh, okay, well, I don't really want this. And then you search up here, let's say, Nintendo. All right. Oh, okay, well, maybe I'll buy this game right here. I get a commission off of that, too. So, if you go to my page and click anything else on Amazon, it actually gives me a commission off of that, too, because it considers like I guess it's like I'm referring other pages. So, if you want, it does help promote the channel. It does help me if you do it. Let me see. If I put my hand up here, it doesn't go over that. Does it go over that? No, it doesn't. I've never tested that before. I'm easily amused tonight. Okay. Alpine WSG says on the label it's for 10 to 14 days after mixing. Is the application only good for 10 to 14 days? No. Alpine WSG has a 30 to 60 day residue that will kill bugs once applied. They're basically saying that the chemical separates from water after 10 to 14 days is what they're trying to tell you. Let's see. What's the best chemical for ticks? Bifenthrin works really well. Demon works really well. Lots of things work for ticks. I would have saved so much money if I knew about Crossfire to begin with. Let's see. Jason has merch, T-shirts. I do, but no one ever buys them. I designed them. If you go to my my YouTube page, let me just play. Let me play through this
this strange 10-second technique tonight to reverse type 2 diabetes. Most people continue to...
There. Alright. So, had to listen to that just for a minute. So if you go to my page and you're on my video and you scroll down, this is my tick video. Now this is on the bottom of all my videos. It might even be on my live stream. I don't know. But if you go down here, these are the t-shirts I've got because Jennifer was talking about it. Jennifer has yet to send me a picture of herself wearing my shirt. But if you click here, it'll take you to like a t-shirt page and stuff that I've made. I designed these. DIY Pest Control Pro. And there's my logo right there. But that's really all it is. It's just a simple t-shirt. They're really comfortable though. They make really good products. And you can get different colors. You can get blue. You can get green. You get red. You know, you get whatever color you want. That's one t-shirt. And there's other ones too on here that if you decide you want to, you know, go with something different. Let's say you got a woman's t-shirt. They got a woman's t-shirt. They got unisex. I
want to make a tie-dye one.
You want to make a tie-dye one. I don't know if you could do tie-dye.
I want to go and make a specialty tie-dye one.
So, in case you're new to the channel, that's my wife. My wife is Alicia. She will sit here from time to time and moderate my channel along with Jennifer Lego, and they are my mods. But Alicia is usually my insight to higher intelligence because I'm a man and she's a woman. She's my better half. She's the brains of the project. She's the one that tells me what to say, and I just do what she says. Caveman says hello from... Actually, she's the reason I have a YouTube channel, my wife is. She's the one... I was complaining to her about a heat treatment that I had been behind and how I had to do a pest control thing for some guy that had bed bugs all over the place. He had a heat treatment, and I was complaining to her about it, and she said, you should really make a YouTube channel. You should complain to people, and you should tell them. People need to hear what you have to say, and so that's why I'm here, because of her. She's the boss. Does Crossfire kill all bugs and insects, and is it safe to use in a home where cats and dogs live? So yes, it's safe to use around your pets as long... I mean, don't use it on your pets. Don't spray your pets. In fact, I usually tell people that I work for to remove your pets from the house and allow the chemical to dry and then allow your pets to re-enter the home. And that's the safest way to apply pesticide in a house that has pets. But no, they don't. It doesn't hurt cats and dogs. Once it's dry, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt your pets. Just obey the label. Do what the label says. And the label of Crossfire is only for bed bugs. There are other chemicals that kill other bugs that are better, that are actually cheaper. And, you know, I try to help people save money on pest control. That's why I'm here. But yeah, I don't recommend other chemicals for other bugs other than, you know, Crossfire's for bed bugs. It really should be purchased to kill bed bugs and other bed bug type species. So, how do you check for bed bugs in the hotels without box springs? You use a flashlight. You can use a black light. You can use a flashlight. You get up under the bed and you look up from under the bed. I've never been in a hotel with no box spring, but like a platform bed maybe. You could check around the bottoms of the beds and stuff and just, you know, black lights help a lot with that. Headboards, around the headboards and stuff that are either nailed or screwed to the wall sometimes. Check around those. Check inside nightstand tables. Things that are right up next to the bed. Check the, a lot of people don't think about this, but you could check the little things, the stands for your luggage. So a lot of people will take their luggage and they will put it in there on like a luggage stand inside the hotel room. In fact, let me see if I can find a picture of one. Let's look together. Why not? Luggage stand in a hotel room. Yeah, like one of these. See, like one of these little things? Like the hotel I just stayed in the other day when I did a bed bug treatment had this type of luggage stand. And so if you look at this, like you see that right there where that rivet is. Now, I've got my finger over here, but you can see the up close, like where it joins together right there. You want to check that spot for eggs and stuff. And up around these little Velcro straps or nylon straps or whatever, you want to check around those and see if there's any bed bugs on those. Because it's real common that people in hotels that stay in hotels will come in and they'll sit their luggage on top of these. And if the bed bugs are in their luggage, they'll crawl out and get on these little luggage stands. So you can check those. You can check in and around your nightstand tables and stuff. Hassocks if it's got them. The footstools and stuff. Check around those. Open sofa beds. Look inside the sofa bed. Look around the cushions and stuff in those. And you can usually find them. There's usually the first thing you see in a bed bug infested hotel room are droppings, the bed bug droppings, which are like little black specks, kind of like coffee or like coffee grounds or little smears. I wonder what kind of fireworks Sonic Boom guy has planned for the 4th. I have a vacation coming up. If staying at a hotel, what can I do to check the backboard of the bed frame? Should I remove it and ask the hotel for help? No, I wouldn't worry about removing the backboard from the wall or anything like that. Just check around with a flashlight and just make sure they don't have any droppings or anything like that. You won't always find bed bugs, but usually you can find their droppings. Pull out the sheets and look around the mattress and see if there's any eggs or any black debris, like little grains around the tuft of the mattress or anything like that. In fact, I have a video on my TikTok channel that I can't show. I can kind of show some of it. I can't see. YouTube won't let me do it. So Rory, my son, is a really good dancer, and TikTok is a place for dancing. So let me show you what it is. Now, I've got a TikTok channel. There are people here that do not go and do not watch TikTok, and I understand that. That's why I'm on YouTube. My audience is YouTube anyway. But I do have a TikTok channel to kind of help my customers and stuff like that find things. So I've got these episodes that I've started. It's a new series on TikTok, and it's called Name That Poop. And so there's Name That Poop episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and episode 4. Episode 4 is bed bugs. So let me see if I can mute my speakers. If I can mute my speakers. Let's see, do I have a keyboard shortcut? Might have one of those. There it is. Function, mute. Okay, so you could still hear me, but I can't hear the sound. All right, so if we click this video right here, and so it's playing music and you can't hear it, but it's the Scatman music. Because he's scats building. So anyway, this is what bedbug droppings look like. And that's my son dancing. That's Rory. He dances. He gets that. But see, this is like the stuff. You'll see this stuff on beds and stuff like that. So if you've got, that, you get into a hotel room and you see stuff like that on your bed, you want to get a different room. All right, that's what bedbug droppings actually look like. These are pictures from my phone that I took of what bedbug droppings look like. So you'll see that typically in a hotel room that's infested with bedbugs. You're going to find that kind of stuff. But you can treat your empty luggage and shoes before you go. That's true. That's true. That's what the label says on Crossfire. Back in 2007, we used 10 pounds of C4 to blow up a 55-gallon barrel of fuel. That don't sound safe. How can I tell a bedbug stain on the bed from another type of stain from the drop of dark liquid? I had a guy that had spilled some Coca-Cola. Usually you could tell. A dark liquid, it's got to be really dark. It's black. Bedbug poop is black. Not brown, not red. It's black. It's dark black. I've never seen a stain quite like, other than motor oil maybe, but you're not going to see motor oil, I wouldn't think, in a hotel room. Do you have any experience with temperate? I don't use temperate. I have used it before. I don't use it anymore. It doesn't last long enough for me. I'm not happy with it because it doesn't last more than a couple weeks when treated for bed bugs, and I prefer something to last longer. But, I've heard good things, but the thing about temperate is bed bugs are starting to develop a resistance to it. How can I tell a bedbug egg or a bedbug shell from a crumb in the bed? Because they look like bedbug eggs. A bedbug egg is, let me see if I've got a picture. I have a picture. A bedbug egg looks like a white grain of rice. It actually looks just like a grain of rice, except it's about a third of the size, and they're usually laid in clusters. You're not going to just see a crumb and say, oh, that's absolutely a bedbug egg. That's not the way bedbug eggs look. Let me see if I can find them on my iCloud. I think they're on my iCloud. Let's see. iCloud.com. Probably going to have to approve myself because that's how Apple is. Yep. There's my code. Ugh. Get my code. I allow it. Oh, goodness. Everybody wanting in your stuff. Got to have passwords and codes or all kind of crap nowadays. I trust it. It's actually in my favorites, so I can show you exactly what bedbug eggs look like. See, now I got that song in my head. I can't sing it because they'll flag me. I like to sing. I don't sing well, I just like to sing. Where is it? There it is. Alright. Download that one. And there we go. Alright. So this is a picture of bedbug eggs. Now, can you see the eggs? Okay? Let's zoom in. That's an egg. Right there. See? It looks like a grain of rice. It's about a third of the size of a grain of rice. This bedbug is an adult bedbug. It's about the size of an apple seed. Let's see. There's an egg right there. There's an egg right there. There's an egg right there. So, yeah, I mean, this is a picture I took of a mattress. This is one I took on my cell phone. There's a cluster. There's an egg right there. Egg right there. These are all eggs. These are all bedbug eggs. They're open. See, they're open on the end because they've hatched. So that's the way you could tell that a bedbug egg is hatched too. They'll be open on the end. This is not magnified in any way. This is from a cell phone. I took this with my cell phone. I think it was a iPhone 8 is what I took this picture with. So all of this is visible with the naked eye. You can see all of this. This black right here, that's their poop. All right, when you zoom out and look, see, that's a poop stain there. That's poop stains there. This is all, all this black you see, that's all poop stains. That's all bedbug poop. All right, this is an adult. This is I don't believe that's a full-grown adult. This one is. This one absolutely is a full-grown adult. This is not. These are nymphal stages. And so there's lots of little babies. Every single life cycle is in this one picture. That's why I took it. I was like, that's a really good picture. It shows them all clustered together. Like that one right there is like maybe a third or a second instar. And there's just all different shapes and sizes and all different life cycles in that picture. So. Somebody asked, bringing Raid Essentials oil spray. No. Essential oils will not kill bed bugs. The only Raid that I would recommend as far as effective is, let me show you. Let me minimize that. I might bring that up again later. So if you go here, this can of Raid right here. So if you click that and you look, this is in my bedbug supply page. I have this here because it actually is Crossfire. When you click it and you look at it, this can, the active ingredient in this can is the exact same active ingredient as in Crossfire. It doesn't say Crossfire because it's SC Johnson and family. You know, see, that's the company that makes Raid. But they have actually bought the rights to be able to can Raid in a can. It has to be this label. There are other Raid foaming sprays that are not Crossfire. This one is Crossfire. It is. Just like this, Harris, is also Crossfire. See the active ingredient? It's Crossfire mixed. It's already pre-mixed. You can get this in some states like New York where you cannot buy Crossfire, this one. You can't buy this in New York and mix it yourself. See, it's the same exact active ingredients. You can see the label right there, or right down there. That's the active ingredients. It's very important when buying pesticides to look at your active ingredients. What in the world what in the world are you doing to me? How long did y'all see that? Do you see that right there? That's Rory. That's my son. How long has he been standing there?
Oh,
I was really into this, talking about bugs. I was really into this.
He asked me for permission. I support.
About scared the crap out of me. Good God Almighty! Can't be serious around here with you people. Should I treat the bed? I would not recommend treating a hotel bed. Mainly because you could get in trouble, get kicked out for doing that. Moving to an older apartment and wondered if I used Crossfire as preventative before I moved in. Continued monthly, would it prevent bed bugs? Yes, it will. I never even knew anyone who's gotten them before. I still don't know how I got them. Yeah, I agree. Jennifer Lego says, Gracie, Alpine WSG is useful, preventative, and much more affordable. I agree with that. That's what I use on prevention for my customers. What are some methods to keep roaches out of my home? In South Carolina, roaches are bad and come in to the home is clean. I've got videos on cockroaches too. So let's look for that real quick so I can help this guy. Let's go back to my... And by the way, if you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel, do it. Because here I am. All right, raid. Not raid. I want to search for cockroaches. So if you search my channel for cockroaches, there's all kinds of videos on cockroaches. All kinds. This is Cockroach Monday. I go over actually identification. This is 4 years ago. I made this. It's very old. Look at that. That's really old. But I made this Cockroach Monday, episode 1, identification. Identify your roach. How to actually identify your roaches, because that's the first step into getting rid of cockroaches, figuring out what kind you have, and then, then you can address which chemicals you need to use and stuff like that. I also have why are there cockroaches in your house, understanding cockroaches and where they come from. This is the whole series on Cockroach Monday. Now, whenever I make a new video on cockroaches, I usually put it in this playlist. So it's got 19 videos about roaches there. So I recommend doing that. The myths about cockroaches coming from your drains and stuff, and professional cockroach solution. I did a video on cockroaches there. That's a newer one that was put out 2 months ago. So I've got lots of videos on roaches. I recommend going to my channel and searching for roaches. I don't want to just post one here because these are all really good videos about roaches. I've got how to bait for German roaches here. How you want to actually apply your baits. I've got how to get rid of German roaches. That's a really good video. I put that up 2 years ago. Just all kinds of cockroach videos. They're really good. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to say just one because they're all really, really good videos. I think I'm over that whole mask thing with the poop standing behind me. How would I prevent spiders from climbing to the second floor, making webs in the gutters? You really need to brush those down. Get a Weber and brush those down. And treat around the exterior with a like a demon or synthetic pyrethroids work the best on spiders. So Demon Max is cypermethrin, Talstar is bifenthrin, Delta Methrin is also a good option for exterior treatment to kill spiders. Yes, they will eat their poop. Bed bugs will. Cavemen, they feed on human blood. I wonder if they know how gross they are. I treated with Crossfire, and for a while I haven't found any live ones except 3 baby bugs, dead baby bugs. Yesterday I found a small dot of blood stain, which is reddish to lightish brown in color, on my son's pillow. Now that might be it might be like a bloody nose or something too. Don't just assume a blood spot on the pillow is bed bugs. It not always is. GM says tripping, what is that by his head? What are some ways to keep spiders and black widows? You want to treat around the door? Close the door and treat around the door really well. That was my son, by the way, with Rory getting up there making the poop head. Now I'm getting to everybody talking about how they see the head sitting behind me, floating there like a disembodied poop. What do you think of Apprehend? Apprehend is good. Apprehend is a good chemical. I was actually considered switching to Apprehend for a little while and trying it out for a little while on my bedbug treatments. I still get really, really good results with Crossfire, and so I'm not ready to pull the trigger just yet. But I don't mind trying it, giving it a shot, maybe on some troubled accounts where I feel like Crossfire might be an issue, where maybe the bed bugs are developing an immunity to it, or maybe people are continuing to reinfest. Apprehend is a 90-day residue, so that's a really good plus for Apprehend, where Crossfire is only 30 days. So if you can't get back to the house within a 30-day time limit, you could maybe apply Apprehend and not have to apply pesticide as often. Whether the treatment's the same for all spiders, brown widows. So brown recluses and black widows are a little different. There are chemicals that actually exclude brown recluse. So because I'm assuming brown widows, what you're asking about is brown recluse, but a black widows, everything I've mentioned before will kill a black widow because they're web spinners, and so they're easy to kill just like other spiders. But the problem with a brown recluse, field spiders, wolf spiders, spiders that hunt for food, including daddy longlegs, is that they are walking, and sometimes they will tiptoe across your chemical. Now I'm gonna do that was uncalled for. My monitor needs to behave itself. Sorry about that. Whole monitor decided to fall. All right, so let's do a drawing with Jason. Let's see, paint. Let's open up paint. Let me explain to you now. When you're killing a spider, like let's say you're killing a bug. Let's do pencil. Let's do this. All right. So you got like an ant. All right, an ant has got a body, thorax, abdomen, thorax, all that good stuff. All right, and they got the little antenna. Like that, and let's make him a happy ant. There we go. He's so happy. There we go. There's your ant. All right, ants, their legs typically... This looks more like a cricket. This is really poorly drawn. All right, so they will drag their body through the chemical. All right, let's say this is chemical. Let's make it green. All right, ooh, scary. It's like ooze, like from Ninja Turtles. All right, so there's your ant, and he's crawling through the chemical. All right, the problem with a spider is a spider has legs, and this is really poor. This is really not very good. Now, they have 8 legs, but let's just use 4 because it's easier to draw it that way. But, all right. So the problem is that your chemical is down here, and your spider's body is all the way up here. B-O-D-Y. All right? So the spider's body is here. The ant's body is down here in the chemical itself. So the ant is going, and the roach and the fleas and all kinds of other bugs are actually dragging their body through the chemical. So they're absorbing a lot more of the chemical through their exoskeleton, through their feet and everything. The spider is only absorbing the chemical through the tips of its feet if it's not stepping over it completely. Because typically when you treat a house for bugs, you're treating along the baseboards and you're treating along the cracks and the crevices. And if the spider is out in the middle of the room, like out on a surface like this right here, because the spider climbed right up this wall, it's not in the chemical. Because you can't just spray your whole wall. You can't just spray your whole ceiling and your whole wall and your whole floor everywhere for spiders. That would just be crazy, and that would use an immensely amount of pesticides, and it wouldn't be safe. But, so you're just treating around the edges and the cracks and the crevices. The spider is going to take a lot longer to come into contact with the chemical than another bug, like an ant or a roach. Okay? So it takes a lot longer for a spider to die, 1, because they're not being exposed to as much chemical, and 2, they might just be avoiding it altogether. And so you have to be diligent. You have to treat often, once every 2 weeks to 4 weeks for spiders. That's how you get rid of spiders. You have to uncover them. You have to do the outside, the exterior, especially Mulch beds. You need to granulate your mulch beds. You need to treat really heavily around the outside of the house, around your windows, around your doors, around your eaves, your soffits, places that spiders like to hang out. If you've got dusk to dawn lights, porch lights, places that they like to build their webs, you want to treat those places really heavily so that when the spiders are gravitated to those areas in order to catch bugs and stuff like that, the spider will die. When pest control, when you're trying to eliminate a spider problem, you need to think about a spider as a hunter. They are a hunter for food. They are going to go where the food is. They're going to build their webs where the food is. And so if you've got a mosquito problem, like maybe you've got a light on the exterior of your house where mosquitoes and flies and stuff like that are drawn to the house, if you have a spider there, they're going to catch those bugs. So they're going to be drawn to that spot. And if you've got a kitchen window, like I have a kitchen window in my kitchen, it's got a fluorescent light, and I leave that light on at night. If the kids want to go down and get a cup of water or something, they can see how to get into the kitchen. Well, that light actually glows out through the window on the back side of the house. So other bugs will come to that window, including spiders. So treat around those areas, the cracks and crevices around your windows and doors, and you will eventually eliminate your spider problem. It may take longer to eliminate your spiders than, say, ants or crickets or other bugs, because they're absorbing more of the chemical than spiders. So it's going to take a little longer. But all my customers are pretty much spider free. I don't really have that kind of problem, but I do regular monthly service in their homes. So hopefully that will help you. We have let's see. I'm sure the older generations had ways of dealing with bed bugs too, ways that have faded from our memory. So that's how I learned how to kill bed bugs. I learned how to kill bed bugs by going to the library. When I was a child, I was 17 years old. I had a lady approach me at a restaurant. She's a waitress. She said, I think I have bed bugs at my house. Can you come to my house and treat for bed bugs? And I said, sure. And when I went home and talked to my dad, and I said, I don't know how to kill bed bugs. Are these even real? I don't think she has bed bugs. I think she might have fleas or something like that. And he said, no, bed bugs are a real thing. I've never had to deal with them myself as an exterminator, but what you need to do is you need to go to the library and you need to research, and you've told this woman you're going to come to her house, and now you got to do it. You got to figure out how to kill them. So I went to the library and I researched for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I read every article I could out of the paper. I had New York Times, I had Wall Street, I had all kinds of papers from all over the United States. I had the Encyclopedia Britannica, the World Book. Those were the two that were at my library. The internet wasn't big when I was a kid. Not everybody had the internet. And so it was one of those things where you kind of had to go to the library. It was your only source of information. It was the only way you could research anything. And so I spent a whole 2 weeks going back and forth to the library reading about how to get rid of bed bugs. And I read about DDT. I read about all kinds of pesticides people have used over the years to try to combat the issue, even down to oils and stuff they were using on their body just to keep bed bugs from crawling on them and stuff like that. And I developed, a method to kill bed bugs, and I've been doing it ever since, and it's been working really well. Google wasn't something that I grew up with. It wasn't there. It was even Yahoo search engines, weren't there. There wasn't. You had Prodigy billboards and Dear Abby. That's basically what the internet was when I was a kid. And so the only thing you could do was look up how people had done it in the past and read about them. And, luckily there were articles that were written and there were sources, and I could figure out how to do it. And I've been learning ever since. That was 23 years ago, and I'm still learning to this day on different methods and ways to get rid of bed bugs. So you're at the right channel. If you're here to learn about bed bugs, I'm here to learn about bed bugs too. We learn together. And so if there's ever any new chemical like Apprehend or something like that I'm going to move on to, I'm going to tell you about it, and I'm going to explain to you how to do it. And hopefully I'll make a video on how to use it, because that's a very difficult thing to explain to people. And I usually don't recommend people even try Apprehend, because it's not user friendly. The equipment is not user friendly. The equipment is not professional friendly. It's really different than anything I've ever used before. And when I start doing apprehend jobs, I'm hoping to get a video and actually teach you how to do it. So, what are some good ways to prevent silverfish? All right. I don't know if I've got... Oh, I was going to do a silverfish video, but everybody voted against it, and I never did one. But I should do a silverfish and earwigs. The best way to kill earwigs and silverfish is if you have granules, if you have mulch around the exterior of your home, then you need to treat your mulch beds, because silverfish and earwigs both come from mulch beds. You also need to go around the exterior of your house and you need to pick up everything that the things could be hiding under. Earwigs like to get under stuff, so like doormats, splash guards for your gutters, rocks and stuff, overturn things, lawn gnomes, just any kind of ornaments and stuff you might have right up next to the house. Turn those things over and treat underneath them. A lot of times you'll find, 50, 60 earwigs under a doormat. I've opened crawl space doors and had, over 100 earwigs fall and run everywhere. They're kind of like the outdoor cockroach. They like to live in every little crack and crevice they can find, and so you want to treat those areas. You want to really target those areas for earwigs, and that will kill earwigs. Let me see something here. Should I be concerned about kissing bugs? Nah. If my bed is in a loft, can I just treat the loft and bed, or treat the whole house? Treat the whole house. What are some good ways to prevent silverfish? Okay, I already answered that one. Grew up in Southern California. We were able to get internet really early, I think around 2014. 2014! I mean, I was using the internet when I was 15. I had, in fact, I'll show you what I did. Let me see. This is old. Alright, this is really old and you'll have to forgive me. But this is... This is my oldest website. I designed this website when I was 15 years old. Alright? Now, this has been updated since I was 15. This is not the way it looked when I was 15. But this is my website. It's still here. It's a free tripod website. And you got, let's see, does this work? Oh, yeah. This is stuff I used to do when I was a kid. Man, see, that's old stuff. So I drew that when I was a kid. When I was young. Young. It says 2015 is the last time the site was updated, and it's still here. But that's my oldest website, and I am 40 years old, so this was 25 years ago that I designed this website, but I had dial-up. I had to upload everything, old school, took forever to upload it all. You tried to make it as easy for people to see. Like I said, you have this repeatable background like this. That's the way it used to be when I was a kid. So that's my oldest website. So there you go. I'm very immature. I still draw. I still like to draw. But anyway. What can I do to stop spiders setting up in my laundry vent? Sometimes I see a web deep in the vent while running the dryer. You mean like in your actual dryer vent? You shouldn't have spiders in your dryer vent. You need to check your dryer vent outside and make sure that it's clear and make sure it's shutting all the way when the dryer's off. Getting ready to do our second month treatment of Crossfire. What is the best way to keep our Crossfire only sprayer clean? They make cleaners. They actually make a cleaner for pesticide cans. Somebody posted a picture. Let me see. Cleaning your pesticide. There's actually a solution you can get for it. Yeah, there are YouTube videos out there on how to actually clean pesticide equipment and stuff. So I would go looking for those. I don't have anything like that on my channel, but and I don't want to just recommend any certain person because I don't know how effective it would be. Because I mean, I clean mine, but I also, the rinsate and things and how to get rid of your rinsate, stuff like that's a lot involved. If you've got any leftover chemicals and you can't use them yourself, then you have to dispose of them. I get questions like this all the time. You have to find disposal centers near your area that you can take them to get rid of them. And you don't want to keep old chemicals. You don't want to keep, like I had, somebody showed me an actual canister of chlordane the other day. It was a whole gallon of chlordane. And, things like that you don't want to keep around. You want to get rid of your old chemicals and rinsates and stuff like that. I hope Super Bat doesn't have Super Bat bugs. Yeah. That's old character I came up with a very long time ago. Actually, my Super Bat comics, I started writing them when I was 12, and I had it was an art project. My art teacher, I loved art, so I took art as a an elective, and my art teacher's like, we want you to draw, and it was like 3 different things that she wanted us to pick one of the 3 different things to draw. So I drew a comic book and included all 3 because I'm a teacher's pet. And so that's the way Super Bat was born, because I think it was like an animal and a plant, and there was something else. And so I decided to come up with the character Super Bat. And he's a mix between Superman and Batman with Pink Panther style antics. And so he never solves a murder or a crime or whatever on his own. Always someone else does it, and he gets the credit, like Pink Panther. And so it's really old, like, slapstick type humor and stuff in it when I was a kid, stuff like you see on Looney Tunes and stuff. But that's the way I used to write my comic books. And then they got a little more advanced and political as I got older, because I got to where I was like, the world is crazy, and here, let's talk about it. And but I try to always make it to where, kids can read it and adults can read it too, and it's, it's funny no matter what. But I still write them sometimes. When I get the inkling to draw, I still draw my comics, but it's something that, I do it mainly now just for my kids. My oldest, Rory, the one with the poop head that was behind me, he likes to read them, and so I'll write them for him to read. But I just wanted to drop into stream and thank you for your channel. I'm dealing with bed bugs right now, and the info you're providing has helped keep my sanity. Well, that's great. You'll get rid of your bed bugs. Why do fire ants come inside? So we don't get fire ants in Virginia. Fire ants are something that is a problem in the southern states. We don't get them in Virginia. The further south you get, the worse they get, but we do not have fire ants in Virginia. How do I prevent squirrels from building a nest in the attic? You need to keep your gutters clean so your soffits don't rot, so they can't chew through your soffit. You need to seal off your louver vents with hardware cloth, something made out of metal that they can't chew through, yet your attic will still breathe. And you need to make sure that all of the areas around your house where the squirrels can chew through are repaired. And if you do get a squirrel in the attic, you need to kill it. You need to catch it and you need to kill it, because the squirrel will continue to get into your attic if you do not eliminate the problem. In Virginia, the only 2 animals allowed to be relocated are squirrels and snakes. So if you know somebody that will take the squirrel, you can always just catch it and give it to somebody else. But, squirrels are something that are very destructive to your home. And the only way that I have, in areas where, the squirrel had to be eliminated, that was the best way to get rid of them. You have to catch them and you have to get rid of them. Because they'll just continue to chew new holes. They'll come back in. Once they realize your house is a place they can live, they will chew a new hole to get back in right through the side. I've seen them make holes, this big, right through cedar homes, right in through the wall and everything. They're really, really destructive. So once they start getting in, you've got to get rid of the squirrel. You got to get rid of it. So, can I spray Crossfire after a month of Yes, you can. You can spray Crossfire after a month of application of Alpine. You can. You can spray it with Alpine. In fact, when I used to do Crossfire Alpine treatments back in the day, 3 years ago, not that long ago, my son would go through and he would treat with Alpine along the baseboards, windows, doors, cracks, and crevices of the entire house. And then I would treat the beds, sofas, the lazy boy recliners and stuff with Crossfire. So I used both. I had one tank with Alpine and one tank with Crossfire because I don't like to mix my chemicals. Yes, it was a lot like Inspector Gadget, Caveman. Yeah, Superbat's a lot like Inspector Gadget. But that's the kind of stuff I grew up watching. I mean, I grew up watching Inspector Gadget, Teddy Ruxpin, Transformers, G.I. Joe, what's some other ones? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, all that Looney Tunes stuff. That's the kind of stuff I watched growing up as a kid. Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, you know. I actually used to watch Sewing with Nancy in the middle of the day when I was supposed to be taking a nap. I would turn my little black and white TV on and tune it to PBS. That's the only thing that was on, and I'd watch Sewing with Nancy. As weird as that sounds, being like 5 years old. But anyway, I was probably 4 years old when I was doing that. When cleaning bird nests in the spring, what can be done to prevent bed bugs from getting on me, or bird bugs from getting on me and bringing them inside? Should I apply a pesticide to the nest site? You can use just Sterifab around where you pull a bird nest down, and it will kill the... Oh no, I watch Care Bears and Rainbow Bright. Care Bears, Rainbow Bright, and My Little Ponies. So, Jennifer, I admit what I watched. I like the Care Bear cousins, though. I like the lion. He was my favorite. And I'll tell you what my favorite show was. My favorite show growing up that no one ever talks about. No one. And I don't know why, because it was like one of the coolest Muppet shows ever. The Muppet Show was really good, but also Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock was like the coolest show growing up. They were the coolest puppets that Jim Henson had ever made were the Muppets. The Fraggles. I love the Fraggles. I like Fraggle Rock. That was my favorite. So, I didn't like the Snorks. I think they were called Snorks. I didn't like that show. But I like Fraggle Rock. I had 3 sisters. Muppet Babies. Now that's old. Now I was older when the Muppet Babies came out. My wife watched Muppet Babies. Because I'm older than she is. Like 5 years. Did you hear that? Leisha?
What'd you say?
That sounds 5 years older than you.
Oh. I'm over here investigating this
Okay, watch your mouth.
Spimby escapade.
You know what? Jennifer Lego. I used to watch Fraggle Rock. And I used to want to eat those buildings that the Doozers made. Or Dozers or whatever made. Like the Fraggles would go and they would break those buildings apart and they would eat them. And I was like, I wonder if those things taste like candy cigarettes. Because I had candy cigarettes growing up too.
See, I was always scared of Fraggle Rock.
I love Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock. You just didn't like the giants. The big old mean giants that wanted to eat the Fraggles.
I just remember like seeing that in passing and being like, that scares me. But I was terrified of like the earliest memory I have of watching TV was watching E.T.
E.T.'s great though.
In our living room.
But E.T.'s a good movie.
Terrified.
I like Dark Crystal
but,
too.
Things scared me on TV. Like my granddad brought over. It's my favorite. One of my favorite movies now is Wizard of Oz, and there were the monkeys in the forest.
Oh, my sister hated Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
She was terrified of the monkeys.
I was too. I don't remember so much seeing the movie, but I remember when we went walking because we lived in the mountains. We went to go walk into the woods one day, and I was like 2, and I remember standing at the edge of the road screaming, pulling against my mom's hand because I didn't want to go into the forest because I was afraid those flying monkeys were going to get me.
Oh yeah, they will. They will get you. You go into the woods, the flying monkeys will get you, and them trees that throw apples too.
Oh yeah, I was terrified. Terrified to go in the woods at 2 years old. And then after that, yeah, the E.T. aliens still scare me. I see that stuff on the news with the aliens and the UFOs, and I'm like, I keep scrolling past it.
I remember watching The Shining when I was young. I was too young to realize it was a horror movie. I was never scared of The Shining. I thought it was silly. Here's Johnny. You know, I always thought it was just silly.
Oh,
I didn't
thought
really.
That was a terrifying.
I wasn't. That wasn't scary. But what was her name? Shelley Duvall. She was in like a lot of the fairy tale stuff I used to watch too as a kid, and so she never really I never really thought she was a very good actress. But she was more for like kid shows and stuff. But Caveman said he hated those monkeys too. I liked the monkeys. I thought they were great. But my sister was terrified of them. That's probably why I liked them.
Yep.
So, Kenju donated $10 for some flying monkey spray. Oh, you know what I need? I need something to get rid of Rory and his poop head getting up behind me and terrifying me to death.
That was pretty hilarious.
I didn't know what I was. I didn't understand why all of a sudden I was looking in my camera and seeing Rory standing behind me with a poop head on. What procedures do you take to prepare for a flea treatment? Okay.
Deet.
I pet myself up. I tell myself I'm not going to get any bites, even though I know I'm going to get hundreds of bites. I hate fleas. I hate fleas. I hate them. If you were to ask me what is the number one thing that I hate, that I absolutely hate, more than any other bug, mouse, whatever, the worst thing are fleas. I hate them. I hate them. They eat me alive. I hate them. Absolutely despise fleas. So what I do, and Smurf was good, and Popeye too. I like Popeye. But in order to get rid of fleas, or to prepare myself for a flea job, is I pull up somebody's house, I take my pants, I tuck them, I unlace my boots, I tuck for a roll of toilet paper. $5. If you pay $5 for a roll of toilet paper, you get the nice stuff. I get the cheap stuff that your finger pokes through. But anyway, where was I? Oh yes, I tuck my pants into my shoes and I tighten my laces, and then I get off bug spray and I spray my shoes, I spray my pants all the way up to my crotch. So if the fleas jump up on my pants, they jump right back off again. And that has worked wonders to keep the fleas off of me so I don't bring them home. Because my wife hates fleas. They eat her alive. They eat me alive. They eat her alive. And every time it's flea season, she absolutely cannot stand me going on flea jobs because I always bring fleas home. But lately, I haven't been doing it. The last couple years, I haven't really brought fleas home since I started using Off. I'd tell you a show that nobody remembers from being a kid. You talk about Mighty Mouse. Was Underdog. I like Underdog. I used to watch Underdog. I used to watch Bullwinkle, Moose and Squirrel, Boris and Natasha. I know the names. I love me some old Bullwinkle. And the Canadian Mountie. What was his name? Dudley Do-Right. Dudley Do-Right. So those were fantastic cartoons. And also the Hong Kong Phooey. He was good too. I like him too. So, and I say all these names, and I'm probably saying some really horrible, offensive things nowadays because everybody's offended at every little thing in the world. But there's nothing offensive about cartoons to me. I like cartoons. So, I grew up watching a lot of cartoons. And nobody has called tonight at all. And I do have... Let me make sure I got my Skype open. Usually I get at least one call. Is it possible to pick up bed bug eggs from a hotel flooring or carpets on shoes? Yes, it is. It absolutely is. No calls have come in at all. It's on. Nobody has called. Actually, one of the most common ways that people will pick up bed bugs in a hotel are on their shoes. On their shoes and on their luggage. If you take your luggage in and sit it on the floor, the eggs will stick to the bottom of your luggage and you will take them home with you. And you can walk through and pick up eggs. Actually, if I'm doing a bed bug job, I will put booties on my shoes so that when I walk through a house, if any eggs or any bed bugs or anything like that pick up on the bottom of my shoes, I can take the booties off and throw them away before I leave. So. Is it possible to pick up bed bugs? Okay, I saw that. The way I see it, it doesn't hurt to be vigilant. We had a place kind of like Chuck E. Cheese, only it was Bullwinkle's. I had a place like Chuck E. Cheese. It was called Showbiz. Showbiz, I read a lot about them recently. They actually bought Chuck E. Cheese because Chuck E. Cheese was going bankrupt, but they kept the name Chuck E. Cheese because it was more nationally recognized, and they kept the mouse and everything, and they got rid of like Fats the gorilla and Billy Bob's and all those different characters, and they kept. So yeah, Showbiz was good. I like Showbiz. I liked it better than Chuck E. Cheese, but that's what that's who bought out Chuck E. Cheese. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's correct. Is there a way to prevent birds from living around the chimney? You can put in bird spikes, and you can do a chimney cap on your chimney. I recommend that anyway, just to keep all kinds of animals out of your chimney. You should do that. You should put a chimney cap on. But yeah, the metal spikes do help keep birds away. Does staying at newly opened hotel decrease the chances of bringing bed bugs home? No, it does not. The thing about bed bugs is they usually travel the day they infest. And so if you got somebody that is coming to your hotel today and they're staying the night and they bring bed bugs in and then they leave tomorrow, they're just there maybe a night, maybe 2 nights, and then they leave. And then the person that comes in and gets that room next is more likely going to bring bed bugs home. So even a hotel that opened, maybe a year ago, it's still fairly new, brand new hotel, has had a lot of people going in and out through the bedrooms. And so it's likely to get them from any hotel. And it doesn't matter how much money you spend on a hotel. I have noticed that the higher end hotels aren't as bad for bed bugs, but they also typically have better methods in place to try to eliminate bed bugs or prevent them altogether. And so, when staying at a hotel, you have to think about the price you pay is what you get. You get what you pay for. And the cheaper hotels like Motel 6, Super 8, and I'm not just calling them out specifically, but I have found bed bugs in these locations in Virginia Beach that, those places don't really do a lot for their customers. They don't do a lot. You're spending hardly anything on your room, and they're just giving you a place to sleep, whether it has bugs or not. They don't care if the bedroom has roaches. They don't care if it has fleas. They don't care if it has bed bugs. Their whole thing is they're going to get their $67, $80 that night, and you're going to go home with some, unwanted guests. And that's basically the way it is. You're rolling the dice, and the likeliness you're going to roll snake eyes are higher on a low-budget hotel. So spend a little more money, get a nicer hotel where they take better care of their guests, and you're less likely to bring bed bugs home. Doesn't mean you won't. Doesn't mean you can't. It just means your chances are less. I'll give you an example. Places I stay. I like to stay at Embassy Suites. I stay at Embassy Suites because, one, they feed my children. My kids eat like animals, and they have a breakfast every morning. And so I can give them breakfast and they can eat. And it's very expensive to go out to a restaurant and feed a family of 5 with a baby that's actually starting to eat now too. And so that's 6 people that have to eat. And so it's cheaper for me to go to an Embassy Suites, even though they're a little more expensive. But they take better care of their guests. I feel like I've gone into Embassy Suites. I have found beds fully encased in encasements. I have found no signs of bed bugs in an Embassy Suites. I don't think not once have I ever found bed bugs in an Embassy Suites. And I've stayed at several all across the country, from northern part of the eastern seaboard all the way down to Florida. So I just like them. Holiday Inn Express is good, but I have found them in Holiday Inn Expresses before. But I think only one of those had bed bugs. Let me think. The hotels I found with bed bugs, there was a Holiday Inn. I can't remember. I actually did a video on them one time. Super 8 and Motel 6. And Airbnbs. Airbnbs get bed bugs. Also, VRBOs tend to get bed bugs, and they may not have a pest control plan in place like a bigger hotel would. Yeah, bed bugs just want blood. They don't care about stars. What should one do if found bed bugs in the room? You go down and you demand the front desk give you your money back or put you in a different room. That's what I've done. I stayed in a hotel room one time where they had bed bugs. All right. So what happened was we got in. Now I give my kids flashlights, and I said, here, take a flashlight, go look under the bed, see if you can find bed bugs, because I teach my kids how to find bed bugs. I mean, it's a pest control family. I'm 2nd generation. My kids are 3rd generation pest control guys. Rory will have his license by January, and he'll be 3rd generation pest control tech. All right, I teach my kids how to look for bed bugs. So I give them flashlights. I say, hey, go find bed bugs. I trust my kids. I don't have to look for them anymore. They know how to find them. And so we were in a hotel, And Rory was 12 years old, and he crawled up under a bed, and he found bed bugs. This was 5 years ago. He found bed bugs under the bed. And my wife went down and told management. And they didn't believe her at all. She said, well, and so she said, well, you come in here yourself. And so she came in the room. And I'm like, well, fine. Rory, show her what a bed bug looks like. And here's my 12-year-old. Now, I'm a grown man. And she looked at me like, why don't you show me the bed bugs? I'm like, no, I want you to look. Rory will show you what bed bugs look like. This is what we do for a living. And so he crawled under the bed with her and showed her, there's a bed bug. She's like, wow, that's awful big. I didn't know they were that big. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's because it just bit somebody yesterday. It's full of blood. Pop it. It's full of blood. It'll pop like a tick. And she did, and it was gross. It was nasty. But, and I told her, I said, now look, we need another room. You either give us another room that isn't bed bug infested, or you need to give us our money back because I'm not staying here. I've got in-laws I can live with. We go stay at their house for a couple days, but I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not here to get bed bugs. And they did put me in another room, and that was a Holiday Inn Express that happened in. And all of a sudden, a hotel that had no vacancies all of a sudden had a room to put me in. So, they change their tune when they find out that they've got, bed bugs and they have to take care of you. Or they all get sued. You can sue them. People are winning lawsuits against these hotels and landlords that don't take care of their responsibility. So, Jason, I've used Crossfire on my truck, but I still feel like bugs are biting me in the leather seat I sit in all day to drive. It has small holes. How do I get them in the seat? I don't think bed bugs are in your seat. They're probably living around the seams of the seat. I don't think they're actually living in your seat itself. They usually don't. They usually live around the seams or where it bolts to the floor. Please be nice to the receptionist. They did not cause it. Well, the only time I might have been a little rude to the receptionist. I might have been a little rude to her. But that's because she treated me like I was a liar. I didn't know what I was talking about. That irritates me. But that's what their job. Their job is to keep people in the room that they're given and not move people all around. But, when there's bed bugs in a room, you can't just leave people in that room. You got to let them go because that's expensive. It's an expensive problem to have. Now, I can kill them myself. I'm not going to spend anything to kill bed bugs myself except on the, the products I have and my time. But, I don't want to bring them home. I don't want bed bugs biting me until they die. I know what it's like. I know what people deal with. I don't want to deal with it. I've had them. I did it. I infested my own house about 8 months ago. It's obnoxious. Whenever there's high traffic turnover, they're going to be there. It just makes sense. Correct. A lot of people believe you can't see them. The adults can be the size of a tick. Correct. That's right. They're pretty good size. I'm worried about staying at the beach this weekend with high turnover rates and few rooms available to change out of if there's a problem. Look, if you get bed bugs in your room and there is truly no vacancy, you need to go to a different hotel. Don't stay there. You will get bed bugs. Don't stay there. If you have no other option. Now, I've gone over this in a video before, but let's say you have no option. You have to stay at that hotel. Everyone else is booked, completely booked. You have nowhere else to go. Then think preventatively. All right? Treat your car with Crossfire. Treat your trunk. Treat your luggage. Treat your luggage bags, the exterior of the bags, so that when you take them in these hotel rooms, they don't get bed bugs on them. Or live out of the trunk of your car. Go outside and get the clothes you need to wear that day, put them on, and, don't take anything in the hotel that you don't have to take in the hotel. And that will lessen the chances of taking bed bugs home with you. You can always carry a can of aerosol Crossfire. It's something you can use that's, you can spray on contact. It'll kill bed bugs. You can treat around your headboard and stuff. If the bed bugs try to crawl on you, they'll die. Or, like I said, you can treat your luggage bags. And that's the most effective way to get rid of bed bugs anyway, is Crossfire. And so you can try something like that. But yeah, I agree. Jennifer Lego, you should treat your shoes, let them dry, the soles especially where you're going to walk, because those are the places that you're going to pick up the bed bugs. I've actually walked out of bed bug infested houses when I didn't have booties on and found bed bugs in the grooves of my cleats of my boots. So keep that in mind. It doesn't hurt to have a can of that aerosol spray, like this stuff. This is the dust in a can, whatever, the dusters. That works. to blow any bed bugs out of the cleats of your shoes if they happen to get in there. That's a good thing to have around just to blow out your shoes. Or you could just spray them with a water hose. Would you recommend putting your luggage in the bathtub? That does not work. Bed bugs in extreme cases will actually live around the bathtub. So I don't recommend a bathtub. I've actually found bed bugs living in bathtubs. So, especially in a hotel room where they don't have far to travel. You know, they're not going to be attracted to the bathroom because people aren't sleeping in the bathroom, but that doesn't mean they're not there. If you have an extreme infestation, they will come and they will start living in the bathroom. Because it's just feet away from the bed. It's not that far. You know, maybe 5 feet, 6 feet. Not that far at all. As long as it's within 20 feet, that's far enough for bed bugs to travel in the night. So, I keep my luggage in the car and bring only what I need into the room. Everything in plastic sealed bags. Yeah, that's a good way. Especially if you've actually infested your house before. I don't really think there's any extreme to prevention. You don't want to take them home. You don't want to have to pay to kill them. You know, the thing is, if you have to pay an exterminator to kill a bedbug problem, then you're spending a lot more for your stay at that hotel. That's what you got to think of. You got to think of, well, some people will be like, well, you know, it's $70 a night and I get to go to the beach. That's a really good deal. And that is a good deal. That's a good deal for a hotel room. But you have to also average in the price it's going to cost to get rid of your bed bugs when you come home. And that's the cost of the room that you're actually spending on. You know, same thing with rentals. If people are renting from a landlord and the landlord's not doing their job to keep the roaches out or to keep the bed bugs out, and you're having to spray constantly to kill these problems the landlord's supposed to be taking care of, you're actually spending more to rent that place than what you would normally spend on someone that actually took care of their property. And it's the same way with a hotel. If the hotel is not taking care of their property and they're not putting the money in to take care of their property, they don't deserve your money either. I mean, what kind of things are going to break while you're there? Are you going to clog the toilet? Are you going to overflow a sink? Do they have roaches in the refrigerators and stuff? You know, you got to think about that. I have actually walked into hotel rooms that were budget hotel rooms and seen German cockroaches running across the floor. And they will travel with you too. You know, a lot of people watch this channel for the bedbug stuff I have, but absolutely cockroaches will come home with you from hotels too. They are very common. Still, to this day, people get roaches from hotels. And, you know, yard sales and flea markets and stuff like that, you can get, you know, cockroaches. And so keep that in mind. You don't want to stay at a budget hotel. They're not worth the money. You end up spending more money to stay there. You just don't realize it. Hello, Wes King, just subscribed. I have a hard time finding a clean hotel room with even 3 and 3.5 stars. I'll tell you what, Alicia.
Yeah.
What would you rate that hotel we stayed at in New York City? 1 to 5 stars of all the hotels you've stayed in.
Out of all.
Not like a Travelocity stars or, you know, what would you rate that hotel we stayed in New York City?
Well, I mean, you have to also realize it's in New York City.
That's the point. New York City has a completely different grading scale on their hotels. What your hotel would be rated like 5 stars in New York City, anywhere else in the country, anywhere else, is except maybe Detroit or somewhere, you're going to have a 5-star hotel rated in New York is like a 2.5 or a 2-star anywhere else in the country. So you got to take that into account. New Yorkers do not take care of their hotels. They are dumps. We stayed at like a 4-star hotel in the middle of New York City, and it was a dump.
Yeah, we were like a block from like
the sink
bar.
didn't work. It was constantly leaking.
And it was like a premium king size suite, and you had to like scoot.
Oh, it was awful.
To get to bed.
Oh, it was awful. So my wife, I took her on a cruise to, what was it, the Bahamas? Bermuda?
Yeah.
We went to Bermuda. And we went to port in New York. That's where we went to port. And we went and we stayed at a hotel in New York City. I can't even remember the hotel, but I talked about it on Facebook. I talked about it.
It was a highly rated hotel.
It was highly rated. It was a pretty
And it
ritzy
wasn't
hotel,
like-
like maybe
wasn't like-
100 years ago.
Customer rated. Like, they were actually, like, awarded these stars.
Yeah, they were paid for star. They paid for their stars, but it was gross.
Terrible.
It was gross.
But
It was gross. The carpet. I can remember because I sat there waiting for our taxi to come and take us to port, and the carpet was like something you'd see on a bar floor. I mean, you go to a bar and you see how nasty the floors are in a bar. The carpet was like that. I mean, it was just like black in spots. It was nasty. That whole hotel needed a complete remodel, facelift, whatever. It was grungy, gross. And the air conditioning didn't work. It was hot. It was just because this was, Bermuda cruise, so it was like May, June when we went on this cruise, and it was nasty. It was nasty. But high-rise buildings are expensive to maintain, and the structures are older than on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, I know they are. I know.
Now, West Coast. I've never stayed in a hotel on the West Coast. I've been to the West Coast, but I've not stayed in hotels. Are the hotels better on the West Coast than the East Coast?
Yeah, I don't know. How about Jennifer?
Does anybody know?
Maybe Jennifer knows. Jennifer's talking about it. What do you think, Jennifer? Are the buildings on the West Coast nicer than the ones on the East Coast? Hotels, in general. She'll have to tell you. I think Jennifer's a travelista. Travelista? Is that the word?
What word you're looking for?
That's the word. If not, I made it up and it should be a word. A travelista. That's what it is. I've been on here too long. I'm going to have to get off there. I'm going to let Jennifer answer my question, but then I got to get off here and get to bed. I got to get up really early tomorrow. Really, really early. I'm doing the 4th of July. So the 4th of July is Monday. And so my Monday route requires me to leave the house at 6 a.m. So I have to get out really super early to get my route done tomorrow because, everybody's celebrating 4th of July and I'm taking off. So, happy 4th of July.
We're embarking on a new adventure tomorrow, too.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow we're going to buy my son a car.
I swore I wasn't going to do it. Well, I didn't swear, but I wasn't going to do it. I kept saying I'm not going to do it.
Jennifer said she went to L.A. once. L.A. Never been to L.A. Never been to West Coast. I've never been to California. Never been to California, Washington State, Oregon, Nevada. I've never been out there. Now, Alicia, I think she's been in Nevada. You've been in Nevada. Isn't that where Grand Canyon's in Nevada?
I think I went to the Utah side. I think it's Utah.
Utah?
But I've been to Oregon. I stayed with friends in Oregon. And they took us to Washington and Portland. We've been out there several times. But I always stayed with friends.
So you've been out long ways.
Didn't stay in a hotel. I stayed with friends at their house. And then one of the times we went to Washington. Went to another friend's house in Washington to visit. Went hiking in Washington. I can't remember where it was we went hiking, but it was this massive waterfall. It was like several hundred feet, and I just remember hiking up this long, long hill. It was horrible.
How old were you?
15, 16.
Do you remember when we got lost in the mountains with the Dawsons? You weren't there with us, were
I
you?
don't think I was there.
Oh, that was awful.
I don't think I was there. But yeah, I did that. I've been to like Utah and Colorado. I've been all across the Midwest, Texas. Mostly, though, I've traveled the East Coast. From
Grand
Florida.
Canyon's in Arizona. See, I don't know.
Is it
Caveman's
Arizona?
Canadian, and he knows more about America than I do.
I've been to Arizona several times. I love Arizona.
Arizona's where the scorpions got you, won't it?
No, Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Tennessee has scorpions. I didn't know it had scorpions until they woke up around me. I did not like that either. That was not fun.
Oh, man. All right, well, I'm going to get off here. I'm just talking gibberish now about traveling. So y'all have a real good 4th of July. I'm going to put this up here. I'll put this up here. Because this is good. It's got... I ought to send us out with the America song or whatever. But there you go. I hope you guys have a really great 4th. I hope you enjoy your Independence Day. I may not have a video Tuesday because of the holiday, but I will see what I can do. But in fact, let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Let me go here. Now, if you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, you should be. Shame on you, you should be. Click this button right here on my channel, subscribe. But I'm going to go over to the community tab, and I'm going to do something I hadn't done in a while. And look at my ugly. Look at it. It's man, that's a grungy. Look at that. I got like eye boogers and stuff. I didn't realize before I post that picture I got eye boogers in my eyes. That's kind of gross. Anyway, so this is my community tab. So I'm going to make a post on my tab here. Let's see if I can go to your channel. Go community. All right. What type of video content would you like me to do? Question mark. Okay? And the poll, earwigs and silverfish, because I think that would be 2. I think I did do it. I've done a silverfish video. I just haven't edited it yet. Silverfish. And let's do earwig. And anybody have any ideas for a video you'd like to see? Heat treatments are crap. They don't work.
There was some bug.
Let's do kissing bug.
Kissing bug's been in the news lately, but
I can do bed bugs. Let's do bed bugs. Because people are going to say that. Every time I put up a poll where I give bed bugs as an option, everybody does bed bugs. So what's another one?
hold on. There was something in the news recently.
Parachuting spiders?
Was that it?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do parachute spiders anyway. Let's do...
Oh, that's an awful looking thing.
Yellow jackets. Alright. So I posted a video, a thing. So if you look here, there's a poll up. It says, what type of video content would you like me to do? I've got silverfish, earwig, kissing bugs, bed bugs, yellow jackets. So there's Finley, like a charm. There's the go there and ask me what you want to see. And if that option isn't available, you can click this little button right here, comment, and you can leave a comment right here. And you could say, well, you could tell me what you want me to do. If you want to do fleas or something that I haven't listed, because 5 is the only option. I can only do 5 options for my poll. So those are the 5 options I'm doing. And then you can leave a comment below, and you could tell me if there's anything else that I haven't listed here. And whoever gets the highest amount of votes is the video I'll do next. So, there you go. I got 2 votes already. Don't know what it's for, because actually I can tell you what it's for. Let's see. What's winning? What's winning? Silverfish and yellow jackets. So I got 1 for silverfish and 1 for yellow jackets already. So, there we go. We'll see you next week. Y'all have a good night. And happy 4th of July.